Tonight's dinner, carbonara. People think it's fancy, it's not. The only difference between what I'm about to do now and what you would do for a really high quality meal is just the quality of the ingredients. I'm doing this quarantine style, so I've got bargain dollar pepper, I've got the can of Parmesan cheese. Normally I would have a really good pecorino romano. Instead of some bacon, which is what I have here, is 6 slices of bacon already diced up. I would have pork cheek or pork belly or something of that quality. I've got an egg, I've got some pasta, and I've got some garlic. Those 6 ingredients are all you need, and this is a super simple way to do it. You want to start with your pan cold. I've got some, no dog, this is not for you. Hi. I've got some water starting to boil for the pasta. We're going to use about half a pound of pasta. But you want to start with your pan cold because you want this fat to render out. People put cream into carbonaras sometimes, and that's not how you do it. Not only is that not how you do it, but you might not have cream right now. The creaminess of the sauce comes purely from the rendered fat, plus some cooking water, plus the egg at the end. Those things combine to make the creaminess, nothing else. So in our cold pan, we're going to turn it on like medium-high-ish, and we're going to put all of that bacon in there while it's still cold. And we're going to let that sit for a minute and start to warm up. When you start to hear that sizzle start, that's when you're going to add the garlic. Give them a little smash first. And then just put them in. We're going to take those out with tongs before we actually toss everything together. It's just going to give it some flavor for now. Again, something higher quality, you'd have fresh cracked black pepper and you'd put it in now, but we are just using the cheap stuff because that's what we have. Switching cameras briefly so you can get a really good look at that bacon. We're going to cook it like this until it's nice and crispy and you can see all the fat that rendered out of it, and that's going to be so good for our creamy sauce. The bacon is now crispy on the edge of burning, so we're going to stop the cooking here. We're actually going to turn off the heat entirely because when we start putting in all of our other ingredients, we don't want things to fry. We don't want to end up with some kind of a weird stir-fried scrambled egg situation, so it needs to be a little bit cooler before we add the other stuff. I'm going to take out the garlic first. The pasta's not quite done. So we're going to give it another minute or two, and while we wait for it, we're going to put together the eggs and the cheese. Pasta's done cooking, so we're going to transfer it over. We're not going to strain first because we want some of that pasta water to end up in the sauce. So we're literally going to do it like that. You can hear it sizzle. So another thing the pasta water does is stop the remaining cooking that's happening there. Because again, we don't want it to be sizzling hot when we add the eggs. I think I need a little more pasta water, so I'll transfer a little over manually, not too much. Then I'm going to remove it from the heat. And I'm going to pour in the egg and cheese mix. And quickly mix it in. Basically, the residual heat here is going to give it a little bit of cooking, and it's going to make everything emulsify together nicely. And that is it. Another quick camera change so you can see the nice creaminess happening here. Again, there's no actual cream. That sauce is just egg, water, and the fat from the bacon. So there you have it, a carbonara that's cheap, easy, and kind of like what you get at a restaurant. Enjoy!